guys, what's good, what's popping? If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title, today we're going to talk about post-grad life, post-grad depression, and all of these things that people don't want to talk about. So I have a feeling this video might be a little bit longer than the usual, so sit back, relax, and let's get started. I asked on Instagram that you guys asked me questions if you had any. So before I answer these questions, I am going to talk about my school journey, I guess, and I think it's gonna make more sense to talk about it in French. So if you're here for the post-grad stuff, you can go to this minute. I am going to talk about, you know, when I started school, like just my whole journey until I got to where I am right now. And I think since my life before this was like the French system, it'll make sense for me to talk about it in French. It'll make more sense to the French people, you know. So anyway. Ok, commençons par le commencement. Alors, j'ai fait la maternelle dans une petite école de mon quartier. Bon, on s'en fout de ça. Après la maternelle, je suis partie à la pépinière des Deux Plateaux, le meilleur primaire d'Abidjan, on est d'accord. La pépinière des Deux Plateaux, j'ai fait le CP1 jusqu'au CM2 là-bas. J'ai beaucoup aimé, rien à dire, enfin c'était bien quoi, like, l'élite vient de la pépinière des Deux Plateaux, on est d'accord, ok. Maintenant après la pépinière, j'avais le choix entre la Martine et le CNED. Et je pense que c'est tout, c'était les deux écoles qui m'intéressaient le plus. Et j'ai décidé, enfin bon, mes parents et moi avons décidé que j'allais partir au CNED, donc le lycée Maurice de la Fosse maintenant. Franchement, des fois j'y repense et ça me manque, franchement, ça me manque le CNED. Le collège s'est très bien passé, franchement, j'étais pas la meilleure élève, mais je me débrouillais. Les matières qui me fatiguaient le plus c'était les maths, physique, chimie, of course. Tout ce qui est scientifique, franchement, moi, ça me réussit pas du tout, donc j'ai galéré en maths. Non seulement la matière, je n'aime pas, de deux, le professeur c'était un démon. Enfin bon, il était super gentil en tant que personne, mais en tant que prof, c'était pas ça du tout, monsieur. Est-ce que je dois dire son nom? C'est qui est su, les gens du CNED savent de qui je parle, petit monsieur clair. On sait, j'étais pas bandit ou bien pimpien, genre j'étais chill quoi, j'étais chill, je causais avec tout le monde, j'étais pas dans les palages, j'étais pas dans les histoires, no drama et tout ça, j'étais vraiment bien dans mon coin et je m'entendais bien avec tout le monde, donc ça c'était pas mal. J'ai beaucoup aimé mon passage au collège, donc de la 3e sur, non, 4e, 3e seconde, ces années là franchement étaient... Ça c'était vraiment une très belle expérience. Le CNED, au jour d'aujourd'hui je suis pas sûre de ce que c'est, mais autant le CNED c'était une très bonne école. C'est une très bonne école à mon avis. Sinon avant ça au primaire, bon au primaire j'étais quand même bonne élève, j'étais toujours parmi les 5 premiers de la classe quand même, je me débrouillais. Donc oui, je pense qu'au fur et à mesure que le temps passait, bon les choses ont un peu... chuter quoi, mais ça va. Donc voilà en gros, je pense que c'est tout. Ensuite quand j'ai fini, après la seconde que j'ai failli redoubler d'ailleurs, je suis venue aux États-Unis pour continuer l'école, pour rester avec ma famille, avec mes soeurs, mes frères et tout ça. Donc au Wisconsin, j'ai été dans une petite école privée catholique et donc quand je suis arrivée, vu que j'avais un an de moins que les gens de ma classe, que les gens de ma génération, je suppose. Quand je suis arrivée ici aux États-Unis, ils m'ont fait reprendre un semestre de seconde pour me mettre à niveau, ou alors pour me mettre au même niveau que les gens de mon âge, parce que j'étais supposée être dans une classe au-dessus, donc avec des gens plus âgés que moi. Donc ils m'ont fait reprendre ça, ça a été un peu chiant, mais bon au final, oups, désolée. Mais bon au final ça s'est bien passé. Pour venir au high school ici, franchement ça n'a pas été compliqué. Je parlais déjà l'anglais vu que je venais fréquemment en vacances aux États-Unis bien avant ça. La transition a été assez smooth, tout s'est bien passé. J'étais pas trop contente, mais bon après j'avais pas trop le choix. So, yeah, ça s'est bien passé, c'était bien. J'ai dû faire des cours d'anglais un peu d'abord avant de commencer l'école ici. Ensuite, j'ai dû prendre un examen qui est le TOEFL. TOEFL, ça a été quoi même? Test of English FL. F, je sais pas, language, quelque chose comme ça. En tout cas, je sais pas si c'est toujours, je pense que c'est toujours required. Autant je devais absolument faire le TOEFL. Je suis même allée au Ghana pour prendre le TOEFL parce qu'il n'y avait pas ça à Abidjan encore. Bref, donc voilà, je suis arrivée aux États-Unis. Mon intégration s'est bien passée. Mes professeurs étaient super gentils. Je me suis fait des amis assez tôt. Ouais, je me suis vite fait des amis. Je me suis très vite intégrée en tout cas. Je suis quelqu'un de très curieuse qui apprend très vite et de très... comment dire ça, genre je m'adapte vite à mon environnement, enfin peu importe où je me trouve, donc ça n'a pas été un problème. Désolée, mais j'ai super froid, donc j'étais très bonne élève aussi, genre j'étais parmi les premiers de l'école. Quand j'y pense, mais c'est pas si... En fait, I'm proud, mais genre ça me fait mal en même temps parce que ce n'est plus ce que c'était en fait. Bref, et j'avais que des A en maths, en physique et en chimie. Les classes dans lesquelles j'étais la plus nulle quand j'étais à Abidjan au collège, I was very good in it in high school here, so yeah, that was good, you know, nothing to say. Maintenant, après le high school, bah, j'ai déménagé, je suis venue au Texas pour continuer mes études supérieures. Je suis venue faire International Business, ce qui est commerce international, je suppose en français. Et donc j'ai fait mon bachelor, comme vous savez, j'ai gradué en mai. Au départ, je vivais sur le campus, c'était bien, je me sentais libre, je me sentais en fait comme une madame en fait, genre voilà, ouais, je suis arrivée, je suis là maintenant, c'est comment. C'était bien, franchement. College, mes années universitaires étaient les meilleures années de ma vie. C'était doux quoi, c'est-à-dire que c'était bien, mais en même temps c'était dur. Au fil du temps, les choses se sont corsées, les classes devenaient de plus en plus dures, la vie devenait de plus en plus dure, on te gifle à gauche, à droite, en fait ça devenait du n'importe quoi. J'ai fini mon bachelor, j'ai mon diplôme maintenant et c'est là que la vie commence. Alright, so I hope I'm able to cover almost everything while answering these questions because there is quite a bit of stuff that I wanted to say, but I think that with the questions it's gonna be more structured maybe. First question, how is life after school? Life after school it's good, but it's different. It's definitely not what I'm used to because I'm the kind of person, especially when I was in college, I've always been busy. I was always doing stuff. I was always involved in some kind of stuff, working too much, always going to class. That was pretty much it. So it's very different for me to not have a fixed schedule, not have anything in particular to do. Like I don't have any homework due, I don't have to type a paper, I don't have to do some research about something. It's very weird and it has honestly made me very lazy. Like I'm very lazy now. This question was actually asked a bunch of times, so it's whether or not I'm going to return back home, go back to the Ivory Coast, and the answer is yes and no. Yes, because I don't plan on spending the rest of my life in the United States. I am definitely going to go back home, and no, because it's not gonna be anytime soon, at least not in the next couple of years. Will I be pursuing a master's degree? If yes, what? And the answer is yes, I will be pursuing a master's degree. Not now, probably next year, because what I'm doing right now is that I have a 1 year grace period kind of, in which I can work or do kind of whatever I want. Actually no, I can't do whatever I want. I have to work at like a job. I have to be working, so that's what I'm doing right now. You have the option of doing that because I feel like these are the kind of information that people don't get, people don't know, especially us international students when we come here. So yeah, after you do your bachelor's or any kind of diploma you get, you can have a optional practical training that's going to last a year. So that's what I am doing right now, and then after that I am going to get my master's degrees, and I'm not certain yet what I'm going to do, like what program I'm going to do. I have an idea, but it's not set in stone. So yeah, but it's definitely going to have to do with marketing, because we all know that I love marketing. So yes. What is making me stay in the US? School is making me stay in the US. Ooh, that's a good question. What is the most difficult part of being in the US as an international student? I don't even know if there is a hardest or most difficult part about it. Just being an international student in the US is hard. It is hard because you get here, you're like, oh yeah, you think that, oh yeah, you're in America, you know everything is gonna go smoothly, land of opportunity, blah blah blah, this, that, and the other. But it gets tough. It gets tough when, first of all, you're far away from where you're from, where you grew up, where you have your sources, your family, your everything. It's very hard. Second of all, America forces you to become independent, and honestly, I'm not complaining because, you know, I like being independent. I want my independence. Like, it's a concept that I fully within that means, like, you know, you have to find a job, you have to start paying bills, you have to just be responsible and grow up, I guess, maybe faster than you would have if you were still back home living with your parents. What is something you wish you knew pre-grad? That's a good question. I was already thinking about post-grad life, so yeah, no, I think I kind of anticipated that well. It wasn't easy, it was actually very hard for me, but I kind of anticipated that, and it happened just like I anticipated it to happen. Hardest part about post-grad life: not finding a job, not being as busy as you were. Like, you just lose your rhythm. I personally lost my rhythm, and like I said, it has kind of slowed me down because I'm a very busy person. Like, I like to keep on going. Sometimes I do stretch myself too thin, but like, that's what keeps me going. Yeah, and I don't have as much interaction with people as I used to. I have more free time. That's good, because I used to complain about not having free time and stuff. So what do I do with my days now that I've graduated? I don't know if I want to answer this question. What do I do with my days? I apply to jobs, I watch YouTube videos, I watch Netflix, play with makeup, I go out with my friends to take pictures. But I do a lot of research though. I do a lot of research. Lately, I've found myself being more and more passionate or driven towards like women's issues, like everything that is touching women, women's bodies, women's place in society, and just like the way women are treated, young girls especially, our future and stuff like that. Favorite undergrad memory? Ooh, that's a good question. African student organization parties. Honestly, there were supposed to be events on campus, but it always turned into parties. Man, there's so many good memories. Even at my job, like, I have great memories at my job, at school. There's just so much. Honestly, that's what I'm saying. Like, college is the time to make memories, to create memories. Do employers look at GPA? Thank God they do not. Most of them do not. If you have a very high GPA, you can put that on your resume to show them that, oh, you're a good student and all of that, you're so smart. But usually, no, you don't. It's not necessary. Looking back, do you think you would have done something different? Of course. Oh, of course. Yes. 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 Yeah, I wish I did my homework ahead of time, because you know, at the beginning of the semester you're like, yeah, no, this year I'm gonna be good, I'm gonna do all my homework, no late homework, no lies. I wish I did not procrastinate as much as I did, because now I feel like procrastination is part of my DNA and you just can't do anything without her. So yeah, I wish that was different. How to deal with the pressure of family? I don't know. I do not have the answer to this one. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know what's the right formula for you to deal with it. I guess it depends on like the way your family is too, like the way your dynamic is set up and everything. But I think just being honest and, you know, just telling them, I guess, what you feel or what you want to do, what you don't want to do, what you want to hear, what you don't want to hear, if you're stressed, this, that, and the other. Yeah, I should definitely listen to my own advice too, trust me. Somebody said I was depressed after graduation, hard to find a job while F1. It's hard. It's hard. I feel you. I'm right there with you. It's not easy, and I think people make it seem like, oh, you know, you're gonna graduate, you're gonna find a job. For some people it's very easy. Some people are overly blessed and super lucky, but for some it's a bit tougher, you know. And I think that's something you need to be prepared for as well. Like, it's not going to come all easy on a silver platter. Like, you have to be able to sell yourself, you know, make yourself look like a very competitive candidate, whether you are it or not. How do I stay positive? I make myself stay positive. I've always been a very positive person, very zen. I do not focus on the negative, like, duh. I try not to look at everything that's going wrong. I absolutely hate that. I think it does no good, you know. How do you expect to achieve good or to feel good or to do good when you're always focusing on what's wrong, on what's bad? That's kind of how I see things. I feel like if I'm focusing on something that's bad all the time, like, somebody asked, how do you do to have the papers? There's a lot of, well, a lot of ways. You can get married, you can apply for the lottery, company sponsorships. I think that's it. What's my biggest failure? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know, what's my biggest failure? I think my biggest failure is now, honestly, like the way I am kind of, I don't want to say that I'm struggling, but like kind of the way my life is set. I don't want to say that it's a failure either, but if I had to answer to that question and say that, oh, this was a failure, I think I would say just like this period right now, where like everything is not necessarily where I want it to be. I just didn't think things were going to be the way they are right now. So what do I like the most in this country? I don't know. I don't know. I think I like the openness of mind that this country has. I think that's actually my favorite thing. Like, being here has changed the way I see things in an amazing way. Am I dating someone? Est-ce que poisson vit dans l'eau? What are the expectations versus reality? So to answer that question, I urge you to go and watch the video that I'm going to put right here. I think right here. It's Africans in America. Yeah, Africans in America that I kind of produced with my friends, just asking them a lot of questions about the reality that it is to be an African in America, as a student especially. So I think it's a very resourceful video. I was very proud of it, very proud of my friends too. So yes, go watch it. These two last questions are in French. Est-il facile de trouver du travail en tant qu'étudiant étranger? Ça dépend. Quand tu es sur le campus, tu peux trouver du travail sur le campus. Ça, c'est, je veux dire, c'est assez facile si tu t'y prends tôt. En tout cas, tu peux trouver du travail sur le campus facilement. Mais une fois que tu n'es plus à l'école, comme moi en ce moment, c'est un peu plus compliqué, for sure. Un peu plus compliqué, oui. Penses-tu qu'il est plus difficile de trouver du travail en Côte d'Ivoire quand tu as étudié aux États-Unis? Franchement, j'en ai aucune idée. Et je me dis que, enfin, on est d'accord que c'est pas nécessairement une histoire d'avoir étudié aux États-Unis, au Canada, en Antarctique. C'est une histoire de relation plus. Donc, franchement, j'aimerais qu'on me dise, mais je pense que non. J'espère en tout cas, j'espère, parce que c'est plus pour ça que nos parents nous ont envoyés à l'étranger. pour continuer nos études, pour avoir plus d'opportunités, pour avoir de meilleurs boulots et tout ça. Donc ouais, on espère que oui en tout cas. So I answered so many questions. I don't even know how long this video is going to be. If it's very long and you made it until here, you are a real one. I'm sorry for it being so long, but thank you so much for watching it. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Yeah, we can talk in the comment section, so feel free to leave your comments. Share this video with someone you think it's going to help. Share it with anybody really. Subscribe to my channel, please and please hit the notification bell. And what, I will see you in my next one. Mwah.